So, Karna, a lot of people watching this podcast would also want to start something of their own, but they are afraid कि यार मैं कैसे start करूँ, 0 से 1 की journey क्या रहेगी. And you all have scaled Apna to such a level. Can you share the story behind Apna so that people watching this podcast can get motivated कि अगर उन्हें कुछ अपना start करना है, they can kick a start on that journey.
So Shashank, yeah, Apna, see, now we are big, right, in terms of our scale. So we now have, say, 5 crore plus users registered on Apna, and around 5 lakh recruiters and 1,000 plus enterprises are using Apna, right? So when it looks now we have achieved scale, but frankly, when Nirmit started and when I joined, we didn't expect it, right? So first thing I would say, we didn't expect it, and I'll tell you the story of Apna and why. But first thing I would share because of that is the realization for people starting here. 1 out of 10 startup, even in good terms, succeed. So don't start with the pressure कि वो फेल हो जाएगा तो क्या होगा, राइट? लाइक
स्ट्रगल नहीं हसल करो.
हाँ, स्ट्रगल नहीं, हसल करो. फेलियर तो आता रहेगा, जाता रहेगा, बट डोंट पुट दैट अनड्यू प्रेशर ऑन योरसेल्फ कि यार क्या हो जाएगा, फेल होगा तो, राइट? इट्स ओके. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, yeah, why start something, right? And I'll tell you the story of Apna, which inspired Nirmit to start it. And it is really your mission से connect होना चाहिए. And the connection for Nirmit was why he started Apna was, I think so Nirmit also after his MBA was working in Silicon Valley. He was working at Apple and obviously like doing really well. I think I remember the reason what struck him कि यार अपना की story क्या है. And a lot of people know or maybe do not know कि अपना का actual legal name is Apna Time, and it is inspired by the movie Gully Boy. Apna Time आएगा, and actually the legal name of Apna is Apna Time. And the story is Nirmit with his wife was watching this movie Gully Boy, right? And I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, and almost everyone at Apna has seen it. And there is a scene in the movie where Murad, who Ranveer Singh, who is the protagonist, Murad's dad, is scolding Murad ki why did you leave your job? And Murad left his job because he wanted to participate in his dream competition, and for that he had to leave his job, and his dad was scolding him. And his dad was saying कि तू कौन है, right? तू कौन है कि तू ये सब कर रहा है? And Murad says something कि कोई और मुझे बताएगा मैं कौन हूँ, right? मैं बताऊंगा ना मैं कौन हूँ, right? So that line was very hard hitting for. And second thing which was beautiful in his dad says कि सपने ऐसे देखो अपनी सच्चाई से मेल खाए. बट मुराद सेज कि नहीं, मैं अपनी सच्चाई बदलेगा जो मेरे सपनों से मेल खाए,
राइट?
एंड दैट कॉर्ड हिट लॉर्ड निर्मित एज वेल कि यार ही वॉज एबल टू परस्यू इट, बट एज यू सी सोसाइटी अराउंड इट समटाइम्स फॉर गुड रीजंस कि यार बहुत हार्ड होता है, फेल हो जाओगे, दे ट्राई टू पुल यू बैक कि मत करो. नाउ बट मुराद हैड लाइक रिमेंबर MC Stan as a mentor, right? Can Apna be that mentor which people don't have? And that was the inspiration behind Apna. Can we be that mentor for everyone? Super hero तो आप ही होंगे,
right?
हम तो सिर्फ mentor है जो आपको वहाँ तक ले जा सकते हैं. And that was a real inspiration for Apna. So I think coming back to it here, be passionate about the problem you want to solve. Because it's a hard journey. मज़ा भी बहुत आता है, stress भी बहुत लगता है. If you're not passionate about that problem, go do something else. Don't start it if you're not passionate about the problem you are trying to solve. So that's the second advice I'll give people who are starting up. And I think and then the third advice is, which we have learned, is focus on market and distribution a lot more. I think as a product, coming from a product company, you always think ki product banao. But I think unless you are like a chat GPT, which is like complete technology, which is going to be ahead of each other, the most important problem is how are you going to distribute your product? How big is the market, right? And that is a lot of time people are very inward looking. So I would focus first, go and test that as much as you can. Now imagine Apna, we have built one of the best recruiting platform. But what would a recruiting platform do if there is no candidate and no employer, right? Distribution is extremely important. You need to have the most number of jobs and most number of candidates on your platform at the same time. Otherwise, even if you have the best product, you can't do anything. That's why our focus has been build the best product, but make sure you have the largest distribution of candidates and employers on your platform. Right. That's the only time it can work. So focus on distribution as well. if you along with your product.